Alright, welcome guys. So we know about GALA Games acquiring the new mobile studio, and we know how many games they've got in development and how many are coming out, but I wanted to go over their recent changes in tokenomics because I think it's a big deal and there's a bit of confusion over it, so I thought I'd summarize it all here. Alright, let's get stuck in. So one of the biggest issues people have had with GALA Games is their tokenomics. So we can see here the total supply is 50 billion and the circulating supply is only 14% of that, which means currently in the market there's only 14% of what could potentially be in the market, and we know if supply increases the price is going to decrease without any kind of demand increase that is above the supply. Now this is how their tokenomics used to work. So increasing circulating supply was done by the founder node distribution, so founder nodes were distributed in GALA and GALA Games just giving out rewards. So over the last couple of days and months, GALA Games has actually changed this quite a lot. So they've announced a bunch of different things which we'll go over. So if we look here, they've added a burn mechanism or a deflationary effect that decreases total supply and circulating supply as well. So I'll go over these with examples, but essentially they're going to be their layer 1 blockchain fees, so GIRI, and then purchases that are made in GALA will also have a burn to them. So let's have a look at some examples. So let's use this example. If someone purchases an NFT on the GIRI or the blockchain for GALA, and they decide to use GALA as the purchasing token, 100% of that is now going to be burnt. So let's use the example of total supply being 20k and circulating supply being 10k. So 100% of this will be burnt. 5 of this will be permanently burnt, which will decrease the total supply. So we can see that's decreased there, and that's permanent. 95% of this, or 95 GALA, will also come off the circulating supply. So 100 of that GALA will come out of the circulating supply. Both of these supply, I mean, you could just think of it as one thing that'll reduce the total supply at any given time. So if we take this example further, that 95% of the purchase, so 95 GALA, is actually going to be reminted as new GALA tokens in the emissions pool. This emissions pool is what is distributed to the founder nodes and GALA Games, so they can use it for either rewards or funding or whatever they use it for. So the portion that's given to the founder nodes isn't necessarily minted or distributed straight away, so they get distributed at a steady rate, which has a halving annually. So Bitcoin, for example, is every 4 years their mining process gets halved. For GALA Games, it happens annually. So the purpose of this is, or at least of what they've said, is that it's more to increase the lifespan of this pool. So it's not necessarily going to be distributed straight away. So you could just think of it as reducing the circulating supply, by that 100%. But in the background, over time, some of this will be kind of reminted and redistributed to the founder nodes and added back into the circulating supply. So the end result might be the circulating supply only being reduced by the amount the total supply is reduced by, but this could happen over years. So it's still going to have a heavy deflationary effect, and it's also a way to fund GALA Games and fund the founder nodes, which are crucial to the ecosystem. So some people might say that this 95% maybe shouldn't be called a burn. It definitely is a burn. It's just reminted in a different fashion and given out very gradually. But even regardless of all that, if we just look at the 5% burn coming off the total supply, that's all we need to know. That's super bullish, and these numbers can change depending on what the ecosystem needs, is what they've said anyway. So like we said previously, this isn't the only way that GALA is going to be burnt. It's also going to be burnt as gas fees on the layer 1 blockchain, and they've said at the moment 50% of that will be permanently burnt and 50% will be distributed to the this portion here, so the founder nodes and GALA Games. So a few other ideas that they've thrown around that kind of add to the tokenomics of the GALA token. Most of the games they want to have using GALA as the kind of reward and utility token, and they've said they want this to be deflationary. So this will just add a bit of hype around the GALA token and a bit more interest. They've also announced, I suppose unofficially announced, staking GALA. So on their chain, on the GIRI chain or whatever they're going to call it, you'll be able to stake GALA and get NFT rewards and in-game utilities from this. So a lot of people that are holding GALA will have more incentive to hold it, I guess, and it just again creates a bit of hype around the GALA token and more utility. So with the acquisition of the mobile game studio and the 20 million users that's come with it, plus the 15 games, Benefactor has said that he thinks that the deflationary effect or the supply burn for the GALA token could be between 6 and 35% per year. So that's pretty significant. Even if it's, you know, on the lower end of that, that's still huge. Obviously, there's a lot of factors that go into that. How big Web3 gaming becomes, how many users of these can be actually onboarded. The other thing he said was, you know, this is interesting. He said that they're throwing around the idea that the purchase of this mobile game studio could actually be done in GALA, which would burn 100% of the GALA tokens used. So I'm not sure how many millions, you know, this is going to cost and how many $1 million worth of GALA tokens to be burnt, but that sounds pretty big to me. But to me, that does make it pretty obvious that their goal is to make this token deflationary. Now, in saying all that, this does sound super bullish, and it is super bullish, but I did want to kind of throw in a disclaimer that in these kind of macroeconomic conditions where people are just pulling money out of the market in general, you know, it kind of sometimes doesn't matter how good a company is going or how bullish the news is with a company. We have seen a pump in GALA, but just be careful with your money and just know that this isn't financial advice, and yeah, just to be careful. So if you learned anything from that, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll be putting out more content like this in between our competitive Web3 gaming and guides. So if that's the kind of content you're into, definitely make sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.